Hey Commanders Nation! If you're all about last-minute action and surprises, this video is for you. Things are heating up in Washington with every call from the general manager, and this time, we're seeing explosive lineup changes that promise to make the team even stronger. What move has our GM made that's got everyone talking about the Commanders? But that's not all. There's a big shift brewing in the locker room. One of our star receivers is not just lighting it up on the field, he's feeling right at home at every practice. And if you thought you'd seen it all, get ready for the clash of the year. This Sunday, we're up against one of the toughest defensive teams, and it'll be a true test for our offense, which ranks among the best in the league. Can our guys break through Pittsburgh's steel wall defense and keep up their unstoppable streak? Stick around till the end to find out how they can pull off this epic win. Commanders fans, I've got something that's going to blow your mind. Because, tell me who, could argue that Adam Peters isn't revolutionizing this team? I'm telling you, what Peters is doing goes way beyond minor tweaks. He's building a future-focused team from the ground up, and you can see it in every move he makes. Let's break this down. First, let's talk about Peters' recent decisions. In Wednesday's press conference, our GM made it clear he'll do whatever it takes for the team. And you know what? He's proving it at every turn. This season, he's been signing and releasing players like it's a chess game, moving each piece with clear intent. He's not here to settle for what was. He came to completely turn this roster around. Now, let's take a closer look at some specific moves. As soon as he got the role, Peters didn't hesitate to cut players and bring in those he believes can make a difference. Noah Brown, cut by the Texans, is now one of us. Then there's Nick Bellore, a veteran who knows how to lead on the field, signed to add experience and depth to the defense. And that's just scratching the surface, folks. Do you see the vision here? This isn't improvisation, it's pure strategy. But it's not just about adding names. We've seen how Peters also knows when to cut ties. In a bold move, he let go of Jamin Davis, Rivera's first-round pick from 2021. What other GM would have the guts to make a call like that so quickly? This guy isn't playing it safe. Then, just this week, he released Mike Strachan to bring F. Obata back onto the practice squad. Every single move is about strengthening every corner of this team. So I ask you, aren't these the kinds of decisions we need? Because we're not here to just compete, we're here to build a winning machine. I believe Peters is laying the groundwork for something big, something that true Commanders fans have been waiting for years to see. And let me tell you, with the addition of a veteran like Marshawn Lattimore and the strategic departures, Peters is sending a clear message. If you're not part of this championship vision, you don't have a place here. Who isn't fired up about that? Or do you think it's too risky to make such drastic changes so quickly? Do you think Peters is building the future the Commanders deserve, or is he taking too big a gamble? Terry McLaurin, our star receiver, just revealed a huge change in the team that could be the key to the Commanders' season. Now, let me ask you, what makes a team click? It's not just the players, it's the atmosphere. What if I told you that under Dan Quinn's new leadership, Commanders practices are no longer a grind? That's exactly what Terry McLaurin just said. How's that possible? McLaurin openly shared that practices are no longer hard work. And we're not just talking about a slight change in attitude, but a total transformation in how this team prepares. McLaurin gave us a hint about how he feels now. Practice during the week doesn't feel like work. What does that mean? The vibe has changed. Training sessions now have a clear purpose, something McLaurin never experienced under Ron Rivera. And let me tell you, when a player like McLaurin, with so much experience in the league, says there's renewed purpose, we can't ignore that. And what do you all think about this? I believe that under Dan Quinn's direction, this team has started working smarter, and that makes a huge difference. It's not just about working harder, it's about working with strategy and preparation. The players now feel more prepared, and that's exactly what they need to be ready every Sunday. Now, let's talk about McLaurin. This guy is having one of the best seasons of his career. And it's not just because of the chemistry with rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels. This McLaurin-Daniels combo is pure magic on the field, and there's no doubt McLaurin is thriving in this new system. This connection has been key for McLaurin to surpass 100 yards 3 times already this year. That's no coincidence. And if we keep this up, McLaurin is just 402 yards away from reaching his 5th straight 1,000-yard season. And the best part? He's doing all this on one of the top teams in the NFC. You follow? But wait, There's more. Washington's on fire with an offense that ranks in the top 3 in the league. And not only that, they're also third in points per game. A total of 263 points so far. That's nearly 50% more than last year. This is what happens when you have an efficient, well-prepared offense. McLaurin and the team have proven that when the chemistry's there, the numbers don't lie. And now, check this out. We've got a crucial game coming up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the toughest teams in the AFC. Washington is favored by 2.5 points. What do you think about that? I believe this is the moment to show everyone that this team is playoff ready. And McLaurin has a lot to do with that. So, I'll leave you with a question. Do you think this new mentality in practice will be enough to keep the Commanders as one of the most feared teams in the NFC? This Sunday, the Washington Commanders face a true test of fire. And no, we're not talking about just any rival. We're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we are, week after week, watching our team take on challenges, and this one is no different. Now, let me ask you this. Are you ready to see if our offense has what it takes to go up against one of the toughest defenses in the NFL? Because I believe this is going to be one of those games where we find out what this team is made of. Now, let's break it down. The Commanders have one of the strongest offenses this season. What does that mean? We're in the top 3 in yards and points, and that's no coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. But standing in front of us are the Steelers, with a defense that's anything but easy to beat. They're second in points allowed and 9th in yards. So, what does that tell us? Here's another question. Is this the challenge that's truly going to define our offense? I say yes, and here's why. Think about this. Last week, the Giants managed to run for over 150 yards against the Steelers. So, why can't the Commanders do the same? Of course we can. And this is where our quarterback, Jaden Daniels, steps in. Let me tell you this, he's the kind of dual-threat QB the Steelers haven't yet faced. Now, let me ask you, is Cliff Kingsbury ready to use Daniels as that extra piece in the run game? Because I believe that's the wild card that's going to put the Steelers in trouble. Let's talk about something else we can't ignore, turnovers. The Steelers are ruthless here, forcing 15 turnovers so far this season, ranking 4th in the league. But watch out, Washington has been flawless at protecting the ball against equally aggressive defenses. We've only lost the ball 3 times. 3! So, let me ask you, what other team in the league can boast that level of ball security against high-caliber defenses? So, are we ready to win this battle too? I say yes, and if we can keep protecting the ball, this game is ours for the taking. So, Commanders fans, here's a question to close with. Do you think our offense can overcome this Steelers defense and show that we're made for these big moments? Friends, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you trust that Adam Peters is the leader who will take the Commanders to the top? Or do you think these decisions could come back to haunt us in the long run? Your opinion is crucial to understanding where we're headed. And here's a direct question for all of you. Do you think this new mentality in practice is enough to keep the Commanders as one of the most feared teams in the NFC? These are the kinds of changes that could define our future, and I want to know if you feel the same way. Now, Commanders fans, one final question to close with strength. Do you believe our offense has what it takes to beat the Steelers' defense and show we're ready for the big moments? These are the challenges that define us, and I want to see your thoughts in the comments. So, if you share this passion and want to be part of this true fan community, make sure to subscribe to the channel and join the family. Here, every opinion matters, and together we can continue the journey with our Commanders. And remember, hail to the Redskins!